Good morning, afternoon, or evening. I go by the name of Solo. Welcome back to Solo Driven. Now today is a very special day. Man, check out the gloss on this car. If y'all haven't tuned in to last week's video, I'll leave a link right here. We went ahead and did a light polish on this car and check out how good that came out. I'm happy with it. You should have seen how dull it was before. Again, if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link right here. But today I'm extremely excited about, not really anything to be that excited about, but I'm excited because we're finally taking this car back to the shop to get the differential worked on. Now for those that are just tuning in, we've been having a little issue with the differential, and all we really need to do is get this kind of tightened down, buttoned up, dialed in, so we don't have any more of this clunking that I have back here due to a hole on the actual frame where the upper control arm goes being boarded out. So we're taking it back to the shop, that way we can get this all fixed and we can finally take this car out for a cruise, because I've been itching and dying to take this car out. And as many as you know, it's boost weather, so let's get a cold start. Whew. Had to put some more on because as you can tell, we got ice everywhere. Chris, what's up with that? Every time I take my car to your shop, it's like some type of extreme weather I gotta maneuver through. Can we work on that a little bit? Now let me elaborate a little bit on why that's causing an issue back there. As I mentioned, the passenger side rear is a little bit more on the loose side. That's causing that wheel to break loose a lot earlier than the driver's side. So it's, you know, causing the car to fishtail and just kind of go all over the place because the wheels aren't really working together to put that power down. So that's why it's causing an issue. We're gonna talk to Chris, and I know that he's ran into this issue several times before with Terminators on a solid rear axle and a live axle. So we'll talk to him, see exactly how he's gonna address the issue and go about it. And hopefully, like I said, we can resolve it. And I don't have to worry about such a loose rear end. Now I did put the UPR spherical bushings on a couple videos ago. I'll leave it linked right here. And check that video out. The new bushings are metal, so as expected, they're supposed to make a little bit more noise, but I'm kind of leaning away from that because, oh man, don't tell me this road is closed. Now I gotta go back around. Anyways, as I was saying, a lot of people say that, oh, you know, they're gonna make a lot of noise. You're not gonna be in a car that's quiet in the first place, so a little noise back there is not gonna bother me whatsoever in an already very loud car that's lowered. Every time you hit a bump, you know, exhaust scrapes and all that. So now I don't daily this car, but when I do drive it, it gets driven the way it was designed to be driven. A lot of driven there is Solo Driven. Now even though I can't drive this car aggressive right now, one thing I can do is enjoy the sweet sound of those new headers. Who needs coffee when you have 24-degree weather, no heater, and a loud car? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and leave the car here at the good people at 2-0 Performance, and hopefully we'll get back on the road very, very soon. And just like that, we're back. It's been a long time coming. To put it in short order here, all he basically did was he had to customize some plates for the hose, weld it on there, clean all that stuff up, because when you're welding things have to be able to contact with the metal. So he had to clean all that up. He adjusted all the control arms so we're No more clunking. He took it out for a drive and it's super solid now that I'm not gonna have to worry about this coming apart or coming loose ever. So I'm very excited. Let's take it out for a ride. All right, gotta get some fuel definitely. Wow. Man, I can immediately feel a huge difference. Like, it's completely gone. Everything is working the way it should, all together, all at the same time. That's crazy. I'm just now realizing how loose that rear end truly was. Even though the clutch and all the other things that I've added over the last couple years have helped, I was really just honestly missing the bigger, look at that, even when I went over that bump right there, nice and solid. There's like absolutely no play in the differential. This is, I'm sure that's gonna help when it comes with shifting and just a better driving experience and quality overall. Everyone knows that, and it just continued going straight. It didn't fishtail or anything. That's crazy. I was only without this car for like 2 days, and I missed this car so much. Like, the anticipation of how it would drive was killing me. And now that we're finally in the car and it's driving better than it ever has ever before, you know, I'm just real excited and happy about that. So shout out to Chris at 210 Performance and his whole entire team for just being the best in the business in San Antonio, really all over Texas. It is like so solid. I feel much more confident in the car than I ever have before. Now the only noise that I have as far as the rear end is concerned is I don't really even hear any. Now for those that don't know, I do have a hearing disability, a hearing loss, but as far as my hearing, I don't hear anything, any noise coming from the bushings. I do hear a noise on the passenger side, but I'm pretty sure that's just the exhaust. And we do have a new exhaust. We need to put that on because that fitment on the current exhaust is just, I like the sound of it and all that, but the fitment isn't really all that great, unfortunately. I believe whenever they put this exhaust on, the company was fairly new. So I'm sure they've made some adjustments as far as fitment, and they still do offer the exhaust brand new. But I went with the MagnaFlow, and we're gonna get into that very, very soon. All right, let's see if we can get a quick little first gear pull. Broke loose back there. I eased off, and when I was trying to ease back in, it was just very aggressive. And again, I'm on really bald tires. Before, it would get loose right away. So I can only imagine the performance once I get some good tires, which they are on the way. And I have to say, I got some good ones too. All right, we'll try this again. Road conditions right here are not that bad. This is actually a very old road that I'm on right now. I don't really expect to grab too much traction, but we'll do with what's given. I guess he wants some of that smoke, but these tires are just terrible. A nice sweet RT. This thing feels absolutely amazing. If you heard that little noise right now when I was talking, that's the noise that I'm talking about. Let me see if I can. You hear that? That little cracking. It's crazy to feel all the aftermarket parts that I put on there. Differential, the axle, UPR upper and lower control arms working together in the way it should. You know, just keeping that thing real nice and solid. It's really nice to actually experience that for once. I'm just happy that this car has made the progress that it's made over the last couple years. I know that I've been actually addressing a lot of issues that were kind of just normal maintenance and all at once, because when I got the car, I had its fair share of work and I had to take care of all that before I started. Even with the differential now, I feel like the car is actually, I want to say like 95% drivable, to where I have no real issues at hand. Now I can do what I've really always wanted to do, is truly enjoy the car and get it up to that 700 horsepower. Does he want the smoke? I guess not. Now I feel like I've built this habit and routine of being a little bit more conservative when taking off because of that shifting back there, and now I need to get in the habit of just taking off normal. I was always trying to accommodate as a driver for the differential back there being loose, so now I really need to focus on just driving like a regular person. My bad. I still do need to accommodate for those bald tires that I do have. I can't be too aggressive taking off because then they break loose on me, so still a lot of work to do. See, I was gonna turn it off, but when I hear the fans on, obviously the fans are on for a reason, right? It's trying to cool down the car. And I feel like if you hear the fans on right before you're about to cut the car off, not a good idea to turn it off right away. Let the fans and the cooling system run its cycle. Then once the fans cut off, go ahead and proceed to turn the car off. That's just my take on it. Thought I'd share that with y'all. But yeah, we're gonna wait here until the fans cut off. And there we go, the fans are off, and yeah, don't worry about all these lights going on. We'll fix them soon. But yeah, like I mentioned, that's a mistake. I don't even want to call it a mistake because there's no mechanical science with me because I'm not a professional mechanic behind that. But that's just what makes sense to me. A lot of people end up running into heat soak. What they'll do is they'll run their car really hard and not give it time to at least cool down. Even if it's just 1 or 2 pulls, you want to give the car at least 30 seconds to a minute to cool down, even if the fans are not off. Obviously, I was doing a little bit of driving. I had already kind of chilled out with the aggressive driving, but like I said, this is just a step, an extra step that I take in ensuring that the car and the motor is happy, cools down properly, is when I hear those fans cut on right before I'm about to turn it off, I let the cooling system run a cycle before I do. But anyways guys, that's gonna end today's video. It feels so good to have the Cobra back. Huge shout out to 210 Performance for getting this thing situated. Feels amazing. Anyways, if you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, smash that like button for support, and remember, be motivated, stay driven.